Hi friends, you're watching the Pragmatic Lopa. A warm welcome to you all. And I'm so excited for today's DIY, that's do it yourself. This DIY is on floating shelves. I'll be telling you how to make 3 different kinds of floating shelves which are easy to make. Anyone can do it, but then yeah, children would definitely need an adult supervision as it requires some nailing, hammering and all. So it's better they are supervised under an adult. So before starting, let me give you all a brief background what led me to these DIYs. It's actually I live in a rented apartment wherein drilling holes, nailing, use of screws and nails are not allowed. And even if it's your own house, you wouldn't prefer drilling holes everywhere, as when you change the decor they would leave unpleasant marks. So I had to come up with something that is lightweight so that it can be hung using command hooks. That should be easy to make, that shouldn't take a lot of my time, and that should be within a budget. As it is temporary, I didn't want to spend so much on them. Let me tell you all that I have already made this DIY long time back when I had no clue that I would be starting a channel of my own. So I had not filmed during that time. So today what you'll be seeing is the journey of the making of all the shelves and provide you with some tips and tricks. So in case you plan to do one, it would be really helpful. Hope you guys like it. So without further ado, let's just get started.
First one, you will need 1 or 2 planks of wood or ply depending on the measurement as per your requirement. This one is supposed to be a single plank of 36 inches length, 6 inches width and thickness of half an inch. You could simply divide one such plank into 2 equal pieces that would be 18 inches in length and use them straight away. As I wanted mine to be of 21 inches in length, so I had to get 2 of such 36 inches planks and got them cut into 2, as in total 4 pieces. 2 pieces of 21 inches which I wanted, and also got 2 small pieces of 15 inches which I thought of using for the second project. You can get this from any local hardware store or at any carpenter's workshop where they sell cheap leftover pieces. I got mine really cheap from Home Depot, where they even cut the planks as per your need. Either you can keep it natural or paint it using a wood stain or oil paint, which is optional. I preferred it painted, but as I didn't have wood color, I just used shoe polish from Dollar Tree, which did an excellent job for the woody finish I was looking for in just $1. I applied 2 coats of each, brown and black shoe polish. Next, you'll need are 2 leather belts. Prefer them to be of approx same length, color and width. The longer the better it is. I got these from local thrift stores for cheap, else you can use your old belts which do not use any longer. I used them along with the buckles as it added a rusty look, and I even painted the buckles to match my accent wall. So you'll need acrylic color of your choice and brush to paint with. You can see I even drew small strokes with brush using white acrylic color to give it a stitched look. These 2 steps of painting are optional. You can skip it as well. Then you would need a pencil to mark, 10 small nails and few C-hooks for an added extra look, which is optional, a ruler or a measuring tape for taking the required measurements, and a pair of command hooks which I painted using cream acrylic color with brush to match the color of the wall. Outside the pack of these hooks, it's mentioned the weight they can take up, so make sure you buy the correct ones according to your need. And at last, the most important is the hammer for nailing. And I know you all must be wondering, this isn't a hammer. I know. Actually, I use this wooden rolling pin as I do not have a hammer yet. And yeah, isn't DIY all about using your resources in the best possible way? But seriously, try using a hammer if you do want it to be done at ease. These two bells you are seeing here do not fit the criteria I mentioned before. They are only for demonstrating you all the procedure. First, buckle up the belt at its last hole so as to get the maximum range for use. In case the belts are not of the same length, you have to adjust the longer belt with respect to the smaller one, as the longer one can be reduced in length, unlike the smaller one which can't be lengthened. That's why you should prefer to get the same length belts so that this step of extra adjustment can be skipped, and if required, you can cut the excess. Mark the planks where you want your belts to pass through. Now place the belt flat on the surface and here consider it same as the wall. Adjust the belt to keep the buckle against the surface, as the buckle will be used to hang onto the command hooks. The belt side touching the surface or wall should be smaller than the opposite side of the belt so as to accommodate both the planks. Now place the other belt where it is marked. Make sure the belt towards the surface or wall is still smaller than the opposite side. Once the position is confirmed, you can secure it using nail and hammer on both the ends. Now place the other plank and adjust the belt to get the desired position depending on how much distance you want between both of them. Now secure the second plank and secure all the corners where the belt is in contact with the plank with nails. That will be 8 nails, and use 2 nails on top of the first plank to keep it flat against the wall. While hammering towards the end, hammer the nail across the belt instead of straight so that the belt is locked and doesn't come off, and this wooden shelf unit is ready to use. As you can see, I have kept this nail facing out so that you can use this for hanging keys, and I've also used few C hooks for hanging other decorative stuff or accessories. These are completely optional. Mark the distance between the buckles on the wall and fix the command hooks over there. So now hang the unit against the wall and adjust the shelves, and you're all set to decorate it the way you like. For the second one, I wanted to create 2 shelves for my washroom which can be used just as decor or can be made more functional to keep some washroom essentials. Here I'll use 2 smaller wooden planks of 15 inches each, which I mentioned in our first project. Unlike the first one, here I am not coloring the plank and keeping it natural, but I'll be coloring only the borders that will be visible from outside with golden acrylic color using brush. This is optional. I did it only to match the washroom decor. Next I used is cotton twine. From Dollar Tree, you can either use yarn or wool or whatever cotton twine is available at home or from any local craft store. Take single 3 strands of twine of the measurement you want it to hang down from and some extra which would be used for tying knot. Make a knot at the end and start with normal braiding which we do for our hair. Hold the extreme right and left strands with your right and left hands respectively. Now take the right strand onto your left and left strand onto your right. Keep repeating the same way till the end. It would be easier to braid if you fix one end of the strands. If you feel your cord is strong enough to take up the desired weight, depending on what you want to use it for, you can go ahead and use only one cord or twine. But as I wasn't sure of my cotton twine strength, I wanted to braid them for added strength. This step of braiding is optional, all up to you, and again tie a knot at the end. Make 4 such braids and use them along the length of the plank to tie onto wherever you want. I did tie onto the rod and wrap the knots on rod with yarn or twine for a neat look. You can hang them from hooks as well. Place the planks and adjust so that they lie wherever you wish. Mine are in the same level. When all set, use them as you desire. For the third one, you can get 1 plank of ply from local hardware store or at any carpenter's workshop for cheap. I got mine from Home Depot of length 36 inches with 5.5 inches and thickness of just half a centimeter. Wanted it to be very thin to make it super lightweight. Got it cut from there itself into 2 pieces, one big of 20.5 inches and smaller one 15.5 inches. I even color only those surfaces of ply which will be seen from outside with 3 coats of white acrylic color using brush. This step is optional. I did to match it to the color of white parachute cord with which I'll hang the shelves. For this you can either get nylon cord or this parachute cord from any craft store. I got mine from Walmart. As of now, I don't have parachute cord. For demonstrating, I'll use yarn or wool. Measure the length you want it to hang down from. Once you got all the 4 strings, cut it using a pair of scissors. Now you have a loop end and 2 single ends, which all together is the same bundle of these parachute strings. Now I'll show you how to make this gathering knot. For this, you will need a separate piece of cord of your arm's length. I am using this pink shoelace as it's of different color so you can differentiate and understand easily how I am doing. Holding just below the loop end and face the end of lace towards ceiling. Wrap it up across your 4 fingers and move it towards left, encircling all the strands. Now remove your 4 fingers and keep circling, followed by pulling the cord to tighten the knot. Keep repeating the same process till the desired length of your knot, but try to keep it minimum of 7 circles to make the knot a stable one. Pass the other end of the lace through the loop formed at the lower end of knot. Now pull the top end of lace towards ceiling to secure the knot. Now cut both the remaining lower and upper end of lace for a neat look. So now all done, and here we will hang along the width of ply, unlike the previous one where we hung along the length.
If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me. You can share it with your friends. You can comment your views regarding this video or any requests you want me to do a video on in the comment section below. And in case you want to know a tiny bit more about me, then you can follow me on my social media. The details will be in the description box below. And most importantly, if you want to watch more such videos, do not forget to subscribe. Please do hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Love you all.